Hi YouTube, welcome back to Wtf Rc Cars. So carrying on with the NB4 Pro Plus videos, we're going to be using the enhanced receivers. So this one is the FGR4D, but it could be any of the enhanced ones. And we're going to take a look at the Ibus sensors. This is the FS Ibt01. It's a temperature sensor. So there is a bit of a learning curve to setting these up. They are not like using the normal sensors. One of the big things with these, they're not daisy chainable. They do tend to have more functionality. They do seem to be a lot smaller, usually easier to fit in places. The temperature sensor on this is much flatter and easier to mount rather than like a big open resistor. This, you just pretty much need to tape it to or zip tie it to whatever you want to check the temperature on. Be it a ESC, you can just stick it in the heatsink, or a motor, you could just zip tie it to it and it'd be more than happy reading temps. So once we know which plug we're going for, it'll be 3 and 4 that we're going to be able to set to be ports for Ibus sensors. We just need to get our receiver plugged in. So we're going for our steering servo, which I believe is that one, on channel 1, so furthest away from bind plug. Then our ESC should be channel 2, and then if we get our sensor and we plug that in, I'm going to go for channel 3, which will be new port B. So once we got that in place, we can then have a look at what happens when we try and bind this up. So let's get some power. So once we've got everything connected, we're going to press and hold as bind button. We're going to power up, and we should have a fast flashing light. If we look on our Ibus sensor, we've just got a flashing light on that. So let's get the transmitter into focus. So for this, we're going to go into model memory. We're then going to switch models, and I've got a blank one on 17, so we'll jump to that. Then, as we're setting everything up, channel definitions, we need to be on 4. Then if we go down to his radio frequency setup, we can go in here. It's got to be set to 2-way. Then we can come out of here. Don't need to set anything else. Then we go to RX setup. So on his bind setup, we need to be on enhanced. We want 1 RX. We want anti-jamming priority. Then start channel wants to be steering. We can set it to bind. Should very quickly bind. So once we're bound, we want to go to interface protocol. It's the second channel down, so A would be channel 4, channel 3 is B. We're going to go to this and we're going to set it to Ibus 2. The minute we set it to Ibus 2, see the light goes solid. We're not setting it to Ibus 2 in, so then we can back out. You can look at your Ibus 2 setup. It says we've got a sensor, temp sensor on new port B. There's no settings for this, but it allows you to see it. So if we pop out to his main screen, we can click on here. We can go to display sensors, scroll all the way to the bottom. You see we're getting our sensor, and these are extremely quick to respond. If you see just how quick that is, so it's really, really quick. And if we go in, we can go display sensor, so we can choose this one, go into it, scroll all the way down to the bottom, temp sensor, back out. If you want to set an alarm, you can. So you could have a low alarm or a high alarm. If we've got the high alarm, we're going to have to turn that up a bit. So let's say we set it to 34 degrees. If you're monitoring a motor, you're going to be around about 105. The low point, not really important, but as long as you set it to a point that's not going to trigger constantly, while you're at room temperature or normal operating temperature, it's not going to bother you. And then we do have different vibration modes that we can set. But once we set this, I've set the high to 34. If we come out, we can see room temp. Bearing in mind I'm holding cable, so it might affect it a little bit, but around about 24.9. And then if I grab hold of it, and as soon as we get over as alarm temp, there we go, it'll start alarming. If we let go, let's touch it on motor because it's nice and cold, it should bring it down quick. Yep. But if you've watched my video on the other temp sensors, you'll see just how rapid these Ibus 2 sensors react. So they really are quick compared to the normal Ibus sensor. Really, really fast to react. And that goes with most of the sensors what I've seen, the Ibus 2s. I think it's because there's more and faster data connection, they are much more rapid to respond. Just once more, if I grab that, they are very granular as well. So if you see these, this is coming down to 0.1 of a degree. If I remember rightly as well, you can go into units, and if you want to change the temp to Fahrenheit. So once we've set that, if we go back into sensor, choose sensor, temp sensor, you're then going to want to set your alerting temperature in Fahrenheit again. So you've just got to work out what temperature it is that's going to trigger it, where you want it to trigger. For me, I don't work in Fahrenheit. It's not really useful for me. So if you want to change it back, we can go back into a settings, units, change it to Celsius, and then if we come back into sensors and then choose sensor, and then again you set your temp to what you want it to be. Usually for a motor, I know Hobbywing motors usually trigger around 105 stock, so you'd set it to about 105 degrees, or maybe slightly lower if your can temp doesn't reach that high. And then you can just zip tie it, tidy up the cabling, and you're good to go. And that's the basic setup for the alarms and everything for an Ibus 2 sensor. Like I said, the swings and roundabouts with these, they do tend to be much smaller and more compact, easier to fit. They are faster reacting. The temperature sensor on this is much easier to fit. So it'd be very easy to just either tape that to the motor or zip tie it to motor can, and you've got really accurate measuring of your motor temps constantly. The drawbacks to these is because they've made them a lot smaller, there's no through port on them. So although you do get more data and faster reacting, there's no throughput on them. So you can do data logging just like any of the sensors. So if we jump into settings, go to sensor panel, data record. So once we're on here, we can come into it and you can select whatever data to be whatever color. So we've got all the sensors in here, temp sensor, and you can have averages, you can have the temperature sensors from the ESCs and motors that are supported by Ibus 2. There's a whole load of stuff that you can do in here. You can also get servos that will run Ibus 2, but basically you just select what you want and then turn it on and it'll data log. And then you can reset it. So I think for this sensor, you'd go in and I think it's just the normal temperature. I think it's that one. And then you can have a scale. So if you're going between 0 and 105, and then we can come out. And then if you start it, if I squeeze on temperature sensor, you should see as temperature rising straight away. And then if I let go, instantly falling. So you can have a readout of your temperature over the entire race. If you want to reset it, you can reset it. And also in here, you can change the duration of what it records over, so 3 minutes or 60 minutes. Just depends what you want to do. I'm not really sure why they didn't make it 5 minutes. Seems though a lot of racing is 5 minutes, but hey ho, it's more for practicing anyway that you'd be using it. But hopefully that clears up some confusion on how to set the Ibus 2 interfaces. As I say, you can use any of these interfaces. So if you're using a receiver with a lot more channels, what you'll find is the 4-channel receivers, you can set channels 1 to 4 to be PWM or Ibus. So this or the INR4 or the FGR4B. And if I just grab one of the other receivers, so if you're going for one of the bigger receivers with a lot more channels, what you usually find on these, so on this we've got channel 1 to 8 that is normal PWM, and then 9, 10, 11 and 12 are your Newport channels. So you can still have a full 8 channels and then 4 separate Newports as well. So if you're after them, there is receivers that can cope with a lot more Ibus 2 devices natively. And then also, if you have a search from my playlists, you have the Ibus 2 breakout device, where it can turn one Ibus 2 port on any of the receivers into 7. So that way you can have up to 7 more Ibus 2 devices all running off of just a 4-channel receiver. It is more expensive to run the Ibus 2 sensors, but they're a lot more accurate, and you can find that the accuracy and response time is quicker on them. They're far easier to fit, and they tend to have more features as well. So there's quite a lot more of these Ibus 2 devices that do some weird and crazy things. But that's long enough for one vid. So yeah, thanks again for watching Wtf Rc Cars. Hopefully you find that useful, entertaining, bit of both, just like listening to my incessant ramblings. But don't forget to like and subscribe, hit the notification bell, share to friends and family, and catch you guys again in the next one.